The wool from the dead sheep became imbued with evil, and Marge collected it to weave into fabric. Even Homer was not immune to the sinister influence, and he repeatedly risked his life charging into battle. In the end, Homer became a disabled man.
As the years went by, the images she loomed were not of the Duke, but rather depictions of the adventures that cloth would experience over the centuries.
Bart and Lisa stopped growing due to malnutrition. One day, the local ruler came to collect the blanket, but upon seeing it, he was deeply dissatisfied. He immediately ordered his soldiers to burn down Marge's house. As the house exploded, the sheep were blown into the sky, and the ruler was struck by the most cruel curse. The evil blanket wrapped around him, and he fell off a cliff, getting caught in a tree. Passers-by, seeing this, began to whip his body. However, it seemed as though the blanket had predicted this outcome. Years later, the blanket was revered as a sacred object, hung in a temple for worship. A group of pirates invaded the temple, and they used Homer's head to break open the sturdy walls. The moment Homer saw the blanket on the wall, he was immediately drawn to it. He ripped it off and started dancing, but he soon realized that every move he made had already been painted on the blanket, even predicting his next steps.
First time I knew anguish and fear.
However, after centuries of history, the value of the blanket gradually diminished, and it eventually became an ordinary rag. In the end, it was turned into a stinky, hard seasoning, served at the dinner table. Then its new owner took it to climb Mount Everest. Upon reaching the summit, he collapsed due to lack of oxygen. However, his son was busy filling a balloon with oxygen. Years later, a Yeti discovered the flag, and brought it back home as a gift for his son. Finally, this piece of cloth grew up with Mo.
Mo, wake up! Oh no, I don't want to find out.